there, I'm Christina and this is Trevor and he'll be teaching me how to do an origami crane.
Crane. Peace crane, I think. Well, I mean, crane, peace crane, bird thing.
Alright. So, how long have you been doing origami?
I think since high school, early high school. That's when I got into it. I got one of those little kits that said it was like a beginner origami thing at Barnes & Noble. It just stuck with me. I never got rid of it, and I never stopped doing it. Like many of my hobbies. Well, I mean, it's waxed and waned over the years, but I think I'm having like a resurgence in my origami obsession.
I rarely do origami. Today's like the day I did the most origami in my life. So let's get started. I haven't made a crane yet, so.
Okay, so the first step to do is you start with a square piece of paper. You can get like a pre-cut origami paper, or you can make your own out of printer paper, construction paper, notebook paper. Any kind of paper. You just need a square. And you'll start with a line, folding lines diagonally, vertically, and horizontally.
Okay.
So, on one side.
This part I know.
Yes. And this is just to form the base of the pattern that we're gonna make. And there's lots of different bases, especially the, I think this is more of a Chinese style, where they have these certain types of bases.
Mm. What's the first origami you made?
I think it might have been one of those little boxes that you can like blow into and it like goes into a balloon or something.
Oh, like, what are those called? Is it like a lantern? Is that what they're
It
called?
might be a lantern. It might have been a lantern. Somewhere in one of these books.
Okay. Almost there. Okay.
And then after you've folded all those, you want to flip it to the opposite side, and for one of the diagonal ones, you'll want to fold that one over too. To the opposite way that you did your first fold.
Okay.
And then unfold that, and it should kind of, if you pop the little center, yep, it should want to, so that would be the front, and it will want to just kind of go towards the center.
It kind of wants to do that.
Yeah. Just following the lines you made. Perfect, perfect. You should just have a smaller little diamond shape. And this is the base for many origami patterns, and they just deviate from this base. Because it's very versatile what you can do, especially if you like look under here, you can make so many little things. But today we're making a crane, so. First step is to take so there are 4 little corners, or there are 4 like flaps, as you can see. It's like a mirrored pattern, so we'll do everything on these first 2 flaps, and while we work on these 2, we ignore these back ones until we finish with this front, then we flip it over and do the exact same thing on the back one.
Okay.
So the first step is to take one of the folds, and you want it to be fold it into the center, but taking the end of it, the tail end with it.
Okay.
So you create a little right triangle. Perfect. And then to do the same thing on the other side. And then, oh, see, like right here, I made a little mistake. Mine don't like line up super perfectly.
Okay, mine don't either.
But if you do want to fix it, it's very easy to fix. You just kind of go in and adjust it, because it is paper, and your will is stronger than paper.
Is it?
It will be eventually.
It will be eventually. Oh, that made it worse. Okay. Okay, we'll go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But honestly, I like the if this part isn't like the only thing that's gonna happen if this isn't lined up, it's just that its face is gonna be a little bigger. But I kind of like that because it makes it look like it has a beak.
Okay.
So it's actually I kind of like it like imperfect like that.
Nothing bad about these not matching.
It does, yeah. Mine don't do it perfectly either. If you want to be very like exact, you can, but this is more of a fun pattern.
Okay.
You know? There's times and places to be exact, and right now is not one.
Okay.
No, no.
Thank you.
Well, no, that's
I know.
and then the next step is to we're going to create a guide fold. So this little triangle at the top, we're going to fold over this line we just created with these two flaps. So we're going to fold it over them, but the base is going to stop at where the flaps are.
Okay.
Just folding over to create a fold line right where those flaps meet. And then turn it over and do it the same, bend that side back too.
And this helps us later on.
Yes.
Okay.
And then kind of open this guy up. And this part's a little bit hard, but with it should be easier with this fold we just made. So what you'll want to do is, you see how there's like inner workings of it? There's like a top flap.
Okay. Good.
Yep. And you want that top flap to fold right at that base. You want to fold it up, and the base is like right where that line is that we made. So that will push up, and then the lines that are here, you want to fold in. You want to crease that line in the opposite direction that it wants to go.
Okay. Oh, you're at both sides?
Yes, on both sides.
Oh, this bird's definitely gonna have a beak.
Well, this one's the wing actually, so it's the tip of the wing.
Okay. He's gonna have one lumpy wing.
He has feathers, okay. So there's that, and then you can bend it. I just like to bend it back down, over, but it will go up, just to give it like movement. This part's going to be the wing, so I just like it to be a little loose and not so stiff. And then the final step for this side is very similar to how we first started when we took this guy over to there. Mm-hmm. We're going to take this corner flap and do the same thing, but in it's like halved. Yes.
Okay.
We went from here to here. And then do the same thing for this side. Okay, and that's a finished side.
All right.
And then we turn it over and do the exact same thing to this one.
Maybe it's a broken wing.
Broken wing.
Okay.
So that includes. So we're going to repeat basically all the last steps for this side. Do it on this guy. So start with this outer corner, fold it into the center, and using that top flap as a guide, you want that to be parallel to it. Or right, flush or parallel? Either or, flush or parallel.
In my case, there's a gap, but you know. Close enough.
Gaps are beautiful. Mm-hmm. To both sides, kind of undo it, and then the top flap, after you fold it out, you want to grab just the top one, so that there's still these underneath, and you'll fold it up along that guideline. And then as it goes up, you'll see you want to go along these natural fold or these folds that we already have. You'll want to follow them, increase them. It should be on the opposite side or the opposite direction of the crease.
It's getting worse. No.
Your bird!
You know, it's gonna be all right.
It will.
It will be okay. I will love this bird no matter what it looks like. Even if it doesn't end up looking like a bird, I will still love this bird.
Okay, so then fold that up, and then just like the ending of the last one, take this corner and then fold it in again, taking the bottom part with it too. 'Cause it's folding it to the center, but it's not just to the center. It's a little bit up and then. And again, it does not have to be perfect. You can rebend it. If it's not perfect the first time, at least you can rebend it to where you want it to be. It also depends on
I
how.
want to be right there, yeah.
That looks perfect actually.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so then that's pretty much it. And then the next thing we do is, you know how for the turtle we made that face and the tail?
Yes.
So you'll want to like kind of find the base of it. You see how these are like two kind of independent things, and then but they have like right where the opening stops. You want to kind of place your thumb there just to grip it. Those two flaps or four flaps, two on this side, two on this side, and you want to push the leg into it a little bit.
Why do all my animals end up looking to the side? They can look at each other! It's happening. My turtle looks... Yeah, it's gonna work out. It's fine.
And then same thing to the other one. And then whichever one looks, you think looks the best, can become the tail. Whichever one you think looks the worst can become the face.
Okay.
Because the face gets bent and manipulated too. Oh, look at mine.
Aww.
Mine's a little uneven, but see, if that happens, then you can, again, it's paper, manipulate it how you want to be.
Teaching me. I'm not. You're learning from me about my crookedness and my.
Well, no, it's a great philosophy. Nothing has to be perfect.
Oh. He's just looking. Like, hey, what's up, yo, over there?
Okay. So whichever side you decide to be the face.
I have decided.
You decide. Okay, Christina's already decided. You to bend the face. You just kind of I don't know how to explain it, but just sort of bend. I could show it. And just sort of. So this one's gonna be my face. Just going to bend it down like that. And ta-da!
Oh, so pretty. And then we have this one.
And then you can bend the wings down to show that top part. And voila! And then you can adjust it to whatever position you like. You can.
My bird needs a lot of adjustment.
They have some.
You
have a lot
great.
of wiggle room.
I definitely.
I don't know. It's beautiful. Its wings might be clipped, but it's beautiful.
You know, he keeps flying away from me, and so I just clipped his wings. And now he's stuck with me forever.
The inner part could be expandable too, like the turtle was, but I don't know. I've never really tried expanding
I'm gonna just.
that. Oh yes, there is a
Mine
little
totally does.
hole at the base too. You can fit like a large needle in there or kind of blow into it to try to inflate it. This is what, instead of the flat, instead of the flat diamond base, you can expand it a little bit. You just have to work with it a little bit, and depending on what kind of paper you're using. This one that we have is kind of, it's pretty tough. It's almost like...
I mean, it withstood me, so yeah.
If the inflated look is what you want, you know, it's not... I almost prefer mine like with the flat little diagonal hump.
But
diamond hump.
Because my animal's like looking at each other.
You know what it reminds? It reminds me of a pterodactyl more than a more than a crane. I think just because of the thickness of the face.
It matches my turtle, you know.
They're friends.
They are. They will be best friends.
I like the color combo.
I
How we
do
went
too,
for
yes.
The purple and yellow.
It was all planned out this way. Oh my goodness. Now we got some frogs here that had nothing to do with, as you can
Those
see.
were just, yeah.
Yes, they actually like.
We have a little zoo going on.
Well, thank you for teaching me how to do a crane and a turtle.
I would call it teaching. Would you call it teaching? I mean, I did it.
Thank you for allowing me to fold paper into forms that create such creatures